All right, you are still watching Ways. Now, World Hearing Day 2023 is a day that is observed on the 3rd of March to spread awareness regarding hearing loss and safe listening as a means of maintaining good hearing across the life's course. Now, you see this particular day, Nigerians, we have problem. Because everywhere you go, the noise is so loud. Generator, there is so many things just disturbing your eardrums, like the ones that are discussing in my ear, you know. I noticed, I noticed that Nigerians naturally, they speak very loudly. It's not because, you know, because they can't hear. Like sometimes I'm talking to my mom, she'll be, you have to like go up top of your voice before she can hear. So this hearing loss matter, if they go and check, you know, I'm sure about 70% of Nigerians, they've lost, you know, a good chunk of the ability to hear properly. I think so.
Really, I think it's actually also for those of us who like listening to loud music and having all the AirPods here and there. Well, thank you for reminding us we need to take care of our hearing, because honestly, when I just came to Lagos, I noticed, especially the public drivers, shouting. So I wasn't so, why do you guys have to shout? And that was basically it. And it's like, if you're not that way, it's like there's a problem. But guys, anyways.
I said they've lost their hearing matter. Uti and Alero, what do you want to say about the World Hearing Day?
I mean, we're happy that we have this day to celebrate. So which means that we just have to take notes and remind ourselves, like Glory said, loud music. Me, I'm actually somebody that listens to loud music a lot, and honestly, it's not safe. But I mean, it's great that today we are, you know, pulling the attention to everyone to focus on their health, focus on their hearing. Don't make too much noise. I mean, like when you mentioned generator, the buses on the road, traffic, even honking as well is noise and it affects the hearing. So, I mean, it's great that we focus on this and we have to just take care of ourselves and take care of the people around us and make sure that we use noise cancellation earpieces, you know, just take care of your hearing health, basically.
Uti?
Yeah, I mean, Alera has hit the nail on the head. We take for granted how much noise is around us on a daily basis in Nigeria. And really, it's not just Nigeria, it's the whole world, because with the proliferation of technology, electricity, there's a lot of ambient noise around that we don't notice, right? So we find that we are so accustomed to, if you just listen around your house, if you stop and listen, you see the hum of your AC, the hum of your fridge, almost every device in your house hums, but you actually find that you don't hear it anymore, right? So we're becoming accustomed to those sounds, when in truth, a prolonged exposure to it can cause things like fatigue, it can cause stress, it can even go as far as causing cardiovascular problems. So really understanding the impact of ambient noise. I mean, if you look at some of the research and papers that are out there, it can be scary to think about that, you know, 40 to 55 decibels can really have health impacts on us when we're considerably exposed to it. So just something to think about, even when it comes to whether we can turn off some of our appliances in our personal space if we don't need to. People that have televisions and all sorts in their bedrooms, just ways to be conscious about it.
Absolutely. I hate televisions in the bedroom. I hate it with it. Like, I can't stand, you know, when I'm alone in my room, I switch off everything, because I just don't like the sound of television. I will not be able to sleep. And you know, the thing, I mean, it's interesting that you talked about the ambient noise, Uti. Do you know that my water dispenser, the noise is so loud? So because most times it is being powered by my solar solution and at the same time the off-grid. So anytime the solar is on and maybe they've taken the light from the off-grid, I see that the noise is just, what's making noise in this kitchen? I'll not trace it. So I just switch it off because the noise is just too much. And truly, our ears will become so accustomed to those kinds of, you know, sound. And, you know, it really causes a lot of disorder. Like me, every little thing I wake up, you know, so I must really have a very peaceful and quiet place for me to be able to sleep well. And now, I mean, I read something very, very scary about your brain when you're not sleeping well, how some parts of your brain is eating up that cannot be regained back. Then you start having what's it called, Parkinson disease. You start to have what's the memory loss one?
Amnesia.
Yes, so all of those diseases, and the one you're shaking your hand, all of those things is as a result of lack of sleep, and lack of sleep can be traced, to not just having a very calm environment to sleep. When I see people sleep in heavy noise, I give them kudos.
It also goes ahead to let's just tell some of the people. There are some neighbors that will put on their gen till 2 a.m. irrespective.
Is it 2 a.m. or the next day?
Or the next day. So like
I'm setting up a place right now. I've been like, how you are so adverse to generator. I've been begging different different solar company, please come and give me a solution that I will not need a generator, because generator noise, I'm not used to it anymore. So anytime I go into a space where there's generator, the thing disturbs me, gives me a bad headache. So, this thing is actually very important. Yeah. If you are not paying attention to because very soon you will not be able to hear again. That's where you now start hearing people that they've lost the essence of hearing. Yeah. All right, so who are we starting with? Uti, hello. Let's start with you. What did you find for us in the news? It's us today, so we have time to talk.
I'm trying to avoid. You're trying to avoid the stories, but then you also can't avoid the stories. So my story comes from the ongoing saga of the election, and my headline reads, Court OK's Obi and Atiku's request to inspect election materials. So it says that the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja has granted access to all sensitive materials of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, deployed for the presidential election to be released to the Labour Party candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, and also to the party, to the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Atiku Abubakar. So the court journey has begun. The two separate applications, the ex-party applications that were put in by the two aggrieved presidential candidates have been reviewed, and both applications predicated on certain sections of the Electoral Act, I think it was section 146, that has then allowed them to give them the permission to release this information to them to petition against the outcome of the presidential contest that, of course, was declared in favor of the APC party and their candidate. So, like I said, it was just to continue with the story that given that the PDP and Labour Party have rejected the outcome of the election and about to challenge it in court, the work has begun. So watch this space.
Absolutely. I like the fact that they are going through legal routes. We're just hoping that our judicial system would be transparent enough. So we are not asking whether something should go in favor of somebody, but let us just see that the process was truly transparent and clear. That's all. And once Nigerians are assured of that, all the voter apathy and all of those things will no longer exist, because a lot of people are now beginning to be very apprehensive about going to any polling unit. Let me come to you, Alera. Your story, please.
So my story, I remember yesterday when you, myself and Adela were discussing, and I'm really happy to see this. Actor Deyemi Okanlawon questions Lagos rep-elect on campaign manifesto. So, it's actually allegedly said that nobody cared about Thaddeus Atta up until, he won the campaign. And I like what he's doing based on the fact that, okay, now you have won. So we would be asking you questions, though, and he actually sent this letter to him and to his, constituents, informing him that, okay, now we've seen that you have won, but would like to know what you intend to do for the people. And I really like that this is happening. So I had to take this news just so that we remind Nigerians that, okay, the election has come. We need to focus on the people that are meant to do the things in the grassroots, and this is going to make a lot of people actually sit up. So I'm really happy this is happening.
Yeah, just
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Uti.
So when a doctor, when you hire someone to do surgery, and you didn't do your research before you hired the doctor, then when the doctor is in the operating theater, has started to cut you open, then you now say, I hope you are going to do a good job. I hope you have the qualifications to do this. If you don't, I'm going to hold you responsible. Hello? you might be dead by the time he's done. So Mr. Okanlawon is a bit late to the party. Thank you.
You know, in fact, I was going to answer Alero to say that Okanlawon has come out with an apology video.
Yes, exactly.
Because the words that he used in the letter that he wrote, the open letter to Atta, was quite harsh. And he himself alluded to the fact that he shouldn't have used those words. He accepts and he's apologizing for that mistake. The bottom line is, you know, he doesn't want to take away the story, the crux of what he meant by the letter, which was, you know, trying to get him to be accountable to the people and say, okay,
accountable.
Yeah. I mean, like what Uti rightly said, do you know that, like, I can tell you for free that 90% of voters do not know who those people that are lawmakers are. So tomorrow when you start to have issues, you not be crying over spilled milk because you are only focused on the executive. And this is one of the errors we must correct. We must continue to correct on this table. You must always learn about your candidates. Learn about the candidates. Don't just vote because you are voting a particular party at executive level. You just continue going like that. It doesn't work that way. If we start to learn about our lawmakers, we will then know how to filter individuals, even amongst all the drama that happens around their political affiliations or their political parties. We must learn that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, so Glory, your story.
So in the spirit of just trying to distract ourselves a little bit, I just had to really search for something I think it's sort of positive. So it reads, China leads the world in 37 out of 44 critical technologies, according to a report by an Australian think tank. China is in a position to become the world's top technology superpower. The key areas dominated by China include drones, machines, electronics. US has 7 critical technologies. UK and India are among the top 5 with 29 critical technologies, while South Korea and Germany making the top 5 in 20 and 17. So I took this sort of like just daydreaming. Hopefully one day I'll be reading this and it's Nigeria I'm talking about being among the top 5.
Don't think that
So, I pray for Nigeria, my country, as Uti said. I pray for
Have you seen the amount of effort that both the Chinese government and the Indian government put in their what's it called, educational system? Do you know the amount of effort? Do you know how many people that are studying abroad on government scholarship from India and China? See, this thing not be mouth. Do you understand? You can't just wish. Please, don't embarrass me on national television. You can't wish this thing. There are works that you have put in place that eventually translates into things like this. It doesn't just happen. It doesn't just happen. These countries, they pay attention to education. They pay attention. They put their money where their mouth is. They put effort in education. Well, another good news somehow. They said the House of Rep member leader AlHassan Doguwa was remanded in prison over alleged murder. Now, according to this report, they said the police authority confirmed the arrest, which was Wednesday, 1st of March, stating that Doguwa was apprehended at Malam Aminu Kano International Airport. According to the report, this APC lawmaker is suspected of leading an attack on the INEC office in his constituency, which resulted in the death of 6 people. It was alleged rather, that the INEC official declared Doguwa the winner of the election at gunpoint. So he apparently put a gun to the INEC official's head to declare him winner. Wow. So I am happy that, you know, he's been arrested, and I'm hoping that we'll find justice for the people that have died, because 6 people actually lost their lives. So when we see stories like this, we're happy to take it. So we'll go on a break. When we come back from the break, this matter, I don't understand it. Uti, I hope you're ready for us. Stay with us. We'll be right back.